I recently discovered that my 16-year-old daughter isn't biologically mine after my ex-wife confessed to a one-night stand while we were dating. Ada for wanting a bit of space from my daughter after I discovered she isn't mine biologically? I'm 40. She is 16, and I've been divorced from her mother since she was about a year old. We've always had a good relationship and never had any reason to doubt she's mine. Her mother recently let it slip she might not be mine, and we did a DNA test, and she's right. No biological relationship whatsoever. After confronting my ex, she broke down and confessed that when we were dating, she went on a night out with her colleagues and ended up in bed with a guy she worked with. She is trying to say she was probably drugged or something, as she was a lot more drunk than she should have been and woke up in bed with him with no memory of sleeping with him. She panicked and feared what I'd say. She just tried to ignore it and hoped she was mine, as she always felt like she looked like me. Apparently, the biological father is some French guy who's married and has kids, and I vaguely remember him from when we were together. I didn't like him. He seemed sleazy, but put it down to him just being French anyway. It's fucked me up good and proper, and it also has fucked my daughter up. It's giving me some seriously dark thoughts, and I just want to take a bit of time to myself and go no contact for a short while. Not to punish her in any way or be horrible, but I just need to clear my head and get some help before I see her again. I know she isn't to blame and don't want to hurt her at all, but I feel I can't be a dad to her while I'm struggling like this. She didn't take that well at all, and I guess has told people, and so many people are trying to get in touch. Tell me what an arsehole I am and shouldn't do anything I will regret. I'm just muting everyone, including her, so I can think. I'm thinking of quitting my job and selling my house to go traveling for a bit and just see the world before I come back and face it all. Could even take a trip to France, if you know what I mean. Ada for taking the space and not having contact with her in the meantime. Ada has no consensus bot, but Opie received mixed reactions of NTAs and YTAs. Relevant comments. Opie on the future relationship with his daughter after finding out. Opie: yes, I know she's my daughter and I love her to bits, but I can't be a dad to her while I'm going through what I'm going through and just ignore it. It's not going to be forever, just until I sort my head out. Opie on getting therapy for himself and his daughter in order to help grasp on what happened and not sharing with the families and friends yet. Opie: oh yeah, therapy/counseling will be a must. I need to get out my job anyway. I've been there for years and people know me so much and keep on asking questions about me, my family, etc., as colleagues do, and it's hurting me to just talk about it. Flo: it's a shit situation and I'm sorry you're going through it, but you're her dad. You've helped raise her. This doesn't change that. You don't get time off from being a parent. You have to work through this on your own time. You can't abandon her. She will need you more than ever right now. You have to think about her before yourself. Update: June 29th, 2024, 1 week later. Original. So basically I tried to kill myself after the last post. Took an OD. So stupid me, didn't have enough painkillers and made the mistake of sending my mom a text about where my keys are and where she'd find me, and it was the one day she was actually looking at her phone as she received the text, so panicked and rang 999 quickly. I was rushed to hospital, had my stomach pumped, and sent home with antidepressants after a couple of days. I haven't taken them though. My GP has called me and referred me for NHS talking therapies, so I have a hefty wait just to be seen. I'm staying with my parents for now so they can keep their eyes on me. I dare say they're not very happy with me. Especially my dad, as it was his brother's funeral on Monday, and he missed that due to me being in hospital. They know all about the situation with my daughter and don't care, especially my mom. She said she's her granddaughter no matter what and keeps talking about how her brother/my late uncle took on his partner's son, and he's her nephew in her eyes. In fact, she said he's always been one of her favorite ones. And my cousin adopted his wife's son while she was pregnant, and she said he's her nephew too in the ways that matter, although they were aware of it from the start. As regards to my daughter, it's baby steps. She came to see me in hospital, and we had a moment together. She's staying at my house now looking after it until I come home. No doubt we'll have a chat soon in greater detail. Her mom/my ex has family health care and my daughter is covered by it, so she's getting her into private therapy. I think it's the least she can do for her. I still don't 100% believe my ex about being drugged or anything. She's a hell of a liar. But not just Billy bullshitter stuff. We're talking politician level, bending the truth and making you look like a fool for believing her. In fact, when we split up I told her she should be a politician and she thought I was being harsh. Plus, I always remember this stupid argument we once had where she said sometimes women are pushed to cheat and the husband is as responsible as they are for pushing them to it. I remember at the time being fucking stumped. In my eyes now, that was like some sort of foreshadowing. I was too stupid to see it though. My head is still in a mess though. As much as I love my daughter, I'm having some fucked up emotions and feelings. The main one that breaks my heart is that had I found out saying when she was a baby, toddler, etc., I might have walked away. But I couldn't now as I love her too much. And it makes me feel guilty that I'd have walked out and left her as a baby and miss out on all the amazing stuff we've been through. The therapy can't come soon enough. Relevant comments. Kindness 2414. Your feelings are allowed to be complicated and in some ways unfair. OP. I will say to be fair to myself when I wrote that I was still in shock and very vulnerable and very drunk too, and wasn't in a place to receive any sort of advice or criticism. I won't say I'm not any of those still, but I've had the previous week and all the events to help me process now, so I'm thinking clearer. That's not to say people weren't awful though, even though they were offering advice. For all the people there trying to be reasonable and getting me to understand, there were 3 to 4 others being absolutely brutal and would not let up heaping their shit on me and then mocking me even when I was suicidal.